What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? It's me, your big partner, man, Cartoon One, the village storyteller. Man, I'm back again. Y'all got to forgive me for this sweat on my head, man. I've been cleaning up. I've been cleaning up around the house, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm what you call one of them house husbands. Cause I'm here most of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them cats who got to get up every morning and have to run to a job that they don't like, that they miserable at, and work 8 to 12 hours every day just to feed themselves. No, I don't have to do that. But anyway, so what I do, I clean up around the house sometimes. But anyway, listen. I'm finna answer 2 questions that a lot of people been asking me, and I'm finna answer, and I'm finna give, a lot of the homies that's in prison, that's coming home from prison, a little game right here. You know what I'm saying? Because they watch me. They watch me all over the United States in prison. I get comments from all type of homies, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody got cell phones and stuff, so they watch me and they be wanting to know this, how you do this, or how about this, what about this? So I'm finna kill. Well, I don't like to use the word kill, but I'm finna address 3 birds with 1 stone. Okay, first off, one of the questions that a lot of people ask me on the streets, why am I in Alabama and why do I stay in Alabama? That's one question. Y'all remember that. Another question is what they asked me. Why am I in Alabama? Oh shoot, man, dang, that's a trip. I got a brain fart. One of the questions is they asked me why am I in Alabama? Okay. A lot of questions is they ask me why I don't go back to California. Do I want to be in Alabama? Why I don't go back to California? And another question is financial. You know what I'm saying? How do I maintain coming out of prison? How do I maintain financially coming out of prison? Okay, listen. You're going to have to, those out there who are listening, y'all going to have to differentiate what you want to pull from this to answer whatever questions that you may or may not have. First off, when I got out of prison, I came to Alabama to rob a jewelry store. Had never been. I was only in Alabama 14 hours, and I got caught. I got locked up. I ended up doing 23 years straight. I didn't have no family, friends, loved ones, none of that in this state. Had no plans on staying in this state and being here. But now when I got locked up, boom, I had to do the years here. Of course, at 23 years in prisons, you're going to rub elbows, make acquaintances, meet people, and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I ended up marrying a girl from Alabama. We ended up getting divorced after about 8 or 9 years. But, all type of things. 23 years, a long time. You have a lot of life experiences within a 23-year span. Okay. When I got out of prison, I went to a halfway house. When I got out, my mother, she was on her deathbed. And her last dying wish to me was, baby, please don't come back to L.A. You know what I'm saying? Whether I stay in Alabama or whether I go someplace else, she asked me, please, baby, don't come back to L.A. Because my mother understood the assignment. My mother, she knew her son. She knew what I was about, where my head was, where my head had always been, and in her mind, where my head will probably never leave from. And that's my set, my gang, my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Avalon, 53rd Street. She knew that had inundated me to the point to where it took over my DNA, my soul. You know what I'm saying? And she wanted me to give myself a chance and not come back to that environment that I left. You know what I'm saying? They had in the drug classes that I took when I was in prison, they would always say, change your playmates and change your playground. You know what I'm saying? So that's saying change people that you grew up and hung with and change your environment if it's not conducive to you being prosperous in life. And me getting out, going back to Los Angeles was not going to be conducive to me living a productive life after 23 years in prison. Did I care at that time? No. The only thing on my mind was getting back to South Park, was getting back to 51st and Avalon, you know? But, when moms asked me that, I'm like, okay, mama, I got you. So anyway, I had to do 6 months in a halfway house first. In that 6 months, I got a good job. Matter of fact, my second week out of prison, I stumbled across a good job. The halfway house would get you jobs. And they got me a good job. Now, I got out on a Monday and started working on one job Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Then I had to come back to California, you know what I'm saying, for Mom's funeral and, to see Mom's when she was in the hospital. But anyway, once all that was out the way and I settled in the halfway house, I ended up getting another job. I started doing construction work, working for a company that was building the freeways in Alabama. And they paid good. But they worked us like dogs. It wasn't nothing for me to pull 12 to 16-hour shifts. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about at the crack of dawn, I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, had to be at work at 5, but because I was in the halfway house, they had to drive us there. So I would have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and because they had to drop other people off too. And I would get there and I would wait till we started working at 5 in the morning. I would, from 5 in the morning, well, I'm going to say from 3 in the morning, I would be on the job site to sometimes 6, 7 o'clock at night. Working, you know what I'm saying? Be so tired because I had on hard hats, harnesses, boots, heavy clothing, you know what I'm saying? And I was working in that hot sun on them elevated freeways. We were building the freeway system that in the state of Alabama, getting ready for the World Games. So anyway, by the time I would get back to the halfway house, man, I would be so tired. Sometimes, man, I'd just fall on my floor in my room and sleep in my work clothes because I didn't want to get in my bed. I was too dirty. I was too tired to shower. And I would just get right back up at 3 in the morning sometimes and go straight back to work. I was bringing home a nice piece of change and we got paid every week. I had 5-6 checks stacked up because by the time I got off work, banks were closed. I was too tired. The halfway house fed us and clothed us. They gave us everything we needed, so I really wasn't tripping. So I had that going on. When my 6 months ended, I had a homie out here that lived in Alabama, that lived right here in Birmingham. That was from my set, you know what I'm saying? AIP to the homeboy Lil Pork Chop, you know what I'm saying? He was a godsend blessing to me, y'all. You know what I'm saying? To have a homie that was from the set and was a good homie, and he was out here doing good in the streets. So when I got out the halfway house, the homie put me in a house, and he said, "Look, I'm gonna pay your rental for 6 months." And after I want you to stack your money and save it up and do whatever you got to do because after 6 months, you on your own. Not only did he pay my rent, he paid all my utilities, water, lights, power, all that for 6 months, y'all. And that was a blessing to me, man. I love the homie, you know what I'm saying? I hate that he passed, natural causes. And when the 6 months ended, I was ready. Man. I was working. I went to work every day. I had me a brand new Ford Taurus that year. You know what I'm saying? I was doing my thing, homie. I was doing my thing. So when I ended up leaving that job, I went to other jobs. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that I didn't dip my hands off into nefarious activities. I did. I started hustling a little bit, y'all. With me being from L.A., you know what I'm saying? I had them L.A. connections. And I hustled just a little bit. I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? I learned from sitting in prison, looking at all these dudes, and really watching TV. Seeing dudes on TV, man, hustling, you know what I'm saying, in that D game, stacking their bread, and when it got so high up, didn't have enough sense to stop. Get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Take the money that you earned and do something with it. You know, I watched that, and I always said, man, if I ever got like that, man, I'm gonna get up out of it. And that's what I did. Now, I'm not gonna go into details on it, but that's what I did. I ain't never been a real flashy person all my life. You know, you heard from other stories that, I ain't never cared about money and jewelry and all that, you know, and it carries over to like I tell you, man, I buy my shoes at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I buy my clothes from City Trend. Do I have expensive clothes? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Do I have expensive jewelry? Yes, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. But you know, y'all don't see me on here with all that stuff all the time. You see me on a ring, a chain, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, like I say, I never get in white folks, Louis, Gucci, all whatever all those names are. Them high expensive, man, I don't care nothing about it, man. I'm not finna get in white folks my money so they can take care of their kids and their grandkids. No, I'm not gonna do it. My money go to me, my wife, and my kids. So anyway, that went on. So I got out of there, I stacked my bread, and I started doing a little something with it. I used to promote rap concerts in this city. You know what I'm saying? I brought in a few people. The boy Big Scar, before he passed away, you know what I'm saying? I brought him in and held a concert, you know, and a few other names. But anyway, I got out of that, you know what I'm saying, because you're taking a risk. Them youngsters go to shooting up, and you lose your money. You know what I'm saying? The rappers, they gone, they leaving. The people that's trying to come in can't all the way come in, and you lose your money. So I got out of that. It was conducive for me to stay here when I seen that at any given time I can get a job. Jobs were everywhere in Alabama, in the South. Like that's not it's not hard. The cost of living super low. You know, super low. Like I say, you know, my house, 3-4 bedrooms. You know, boom. So I started doing that, y'all. I started doing that. So and then you know, it's not as hectic. It wasn't an issue on what color clothes you had on, what gas station you can go to, what store you can go in. You know, of course, like I say, they have their gangs, but it's not to the point to where California, Los Angeles is. And so once I had been here for a while, I started getting acclimated with the program on how it is. And one day I told myself, I said, man, you know what? This is all right. I can live. I can thrive. You know, the temptations for me to do the things in life that I was doing before I came to prison, as far as the gang activity go, it wasn't there because I'm still with the BS. But now here I don't have to be with the BS, you know. So to keep going on, you know, you got a lot of brothers coming out of prison. You got a lot of brothers that's out of prison. Man, that's just going in circles. The little money that they get their hands on, they not doing the right thing, man. I didn't realize to the last couple of years in prison how important that these white folks' credits is. You know what I'm saying? These white folks put a lot of stock in credit. And I was always like, man, bump credit. Man, I don't care about no credit, but no. You know, my last few years in prison, talking to some people that were older than me, that were much wiser than me, they was like, Toon, check into it. So let me show you some. What I started doing, man, I went and got a book called How to Build Your Credit for Dummies. You know what I'm saying? They got all these how to do this and that for dummies books. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And I went and got that book, man, How to Build Your Credit for Dummies. And I started reading it. I started checking it out, man. And when I got out, I started applying what I had learned and what I had read about credit in prison. I started applying it to my life on the streets. One of the things what I started doing, I started buying certain things and paying it back. I started applying for credit cards at the bank, and boom, when I would get like low level credit cards, might have had a credit limit on it for $600. I might have had a credit limit on it for $1,000. What I started doing, I would go to jewelry stores and I would buy. Matter of fact, the same jewelry store I went to prison for, I end up going back to that same jewelry store and buying a pair of $300 earrings. And I started paying it back. I bought it on my credit. And what I started doing was, of course, I could have easily paid it right back. But like for people who don't know, don't pay it all back right then. That's not good. No, pay it back in increments that they ask for. If they want $25 a month, give them $35 a month. And it builds your credit. When your light, gas, power bills, and all that is in your name, it builds it. They had a lot of people don't know that some places, when you pay your rent, that does not go to your credit score. But they have an app that you can get to where, man, what's the name of it? My bad. I'm sorry. Forgive me for that. But they have an app that you can go to, and you can sign up. You can go and you can sign up to where every time you pay your rent for your house, I don't think it works for apartments, but every time you pay your rent for your house, it might work for apartments. I'm not sure. It goes to your credit score. And I started doing that, man. I started buying furniture, credit card, every little thing, food, clothing, everything. I started paying with it for credit cards, and I paid it back because I had the money. I had the money to do it, and I would pay it back on time, never late. And I paid it, and it billed. I'm like I say, I'm not a flamboyant person. I didn't do like a lot of people do, man. They got to have all these certain type clothes, jewelry. They want to have certain type cars. They want to do all this stuff, and they're not able to do it at the time that they want to do it. So they living above their means. Never been one to try to live above my means, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't run the streets. I don't do none of that. When the sun go down, tune go down. I'm in the house. I don't run the streets at night. If it's a certain reason I have to be out there, I'll be out there. 9 times out of 10, I was out there at night if I had to be because of my security business. When I was doing security, I was out there. Or then once I got the security business and I had to be out there certain times at the beginning, then I would be out there. But as far as just running the streets, ripping and running with my partners at night, no, I don't do that. Even when I was dibble-dabbling in the game. When dudes would call me, Toon, man, pick this money up, man, I got this money. If it was nighttime, I would know what I told them. No, homie, I'll come get it tomorrow. I'll come get it tomorrow. Because life don't care nothing about you. The game is cold, y'all. But anyway, so, and I stayed staunch in it, and I watched my pennies, man. I did the right thing. I'm in the process now of, like I told y'all, opening up this beauty salon. Don't want no barbershop. A barbershop does not make the money that a beauty shop makes. You know what I'm saying? Women's hair generates way more money than men's hair. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have 6 booths. I have 7 rooms, several different rooms, not 7 rooms, but several different rooms. One of the rooms that I'm setting it up as like not a daycare center, but for a room for the kids to go to when their mothers are getting their hair done. If they got them kids, they can go back there, toys, beanbag chairs, all that stuff that they can play with. Then I'm gonna hire a young girl to watch the kids while she there. Big plans. And I told you I'm also in the process of opening up this restaurant because my wife can cook, y'all. She can do her thing. You know what I'm saying? I found an old Subway building that's real nice. I checked it out, looked at it, got in contact with the owners for the rent on it, and I'm in the process of doing that. I'm finna get an ice cream truck. I've been talking about this ice cream truck stuff. I want to get this ice cream truck, and I want to run the ice cream truck through nowhere but the projects. In one day's time. You know what I'm saying? I know dudes that generate $400, $500, $600 a day from an ice cream truck. With the chili cheese, Fritos, hot dogs, all the different ice creams, cakes, cookies, and candies, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to drive it. I have one of my little partners drive it, you know what I'm saying? So he can make money too. And that's kind of sort of what I do, man. Not bragging or boasting, but I can honestly say I done kicked my credit score up a tad bit, right above 700, y'all. Now, you got a lot of people that, man, you lying, you ain't. It's not that hard. I've been working on it for years. Ever since I've been out, I've been working on it. Don't mess it up. You can pretty much walk into places and just buy stuff without having $1 in your pocket. You feel what I'm saying? I go back to LA twice a year, all the time. I spend thousands of dollars every time I go back between renting cars, plane tickets, because me and my wife always go together. But between renting cars, plane tickets, places to stay, eating, shopping, other little miscellaneous knickknacks here and there that we might do, I'm out of like $3,000, $4,000 every time I go back. But now, you know what I'm saying, I'm loyal to my soil. Even though I'm not going back to live, I still go back. You got some people that live in LA and don't go to their set, don't go to their hood. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm in Alabama, I still go back. But now every time I go back, it reminds me of why I don't live there. Because, like I say, I have the propensity to still be with the BS. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak on some of the things I get into when I go back. But when I do go back, my mind flips for some reason. I'm back in the land, y'all. I'm back in 53rd Street. And anything that might be going on, who we get along with, who we don't get along with, whatever shenanigans need to be dibble-dabbled in, I find myself, you know what I'm saying, I call a ball, strike a strike. I give it to you in the raw, y'all. I do find myself being caught up in the shenanigans that are going on in the set. You know what I'm saying? Have I put work in a few times when I went? Yes, I have. I say it. Yes, I have. You know what I'm saying? I love my set. And for those who don't like my set, I have no sympathy for you. You know what I'm saying? If you beefing with that AG 53rd Street gang. So, you know what I'm saying? I know what's best for me. What's best for me is being as far away from LA as I possibly can get. But you can do this, man. You can make it. Coming out of prison, man, you can make it. If you just set your mind to what you gonna do. Go to work. You know, the Bible tell you, if you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't work, you don't eat. Man, get tunnel vision. Block everything out and set yourself a goal and run for that goal. And if it's anybody that's in your life or in your way that's not willing to help you reach that goal, 86 them. Be done with them. Reach your goal. You got to look at it like this, especially if you up in age. You got to look at it, man, you got more years in back of you than you have in front of you. So the years in front of you that you have left, you have to live them to the best of your ability, man. And you have to do the things that you need to do that's going to be conducive to you, your program, and your family, man. You know? I don't live with my wife. My wife lives with me. And I love it. Any and everything, she's my queen, she's my world. Any and everything she needs or wants, I will break my back, go out my way to make sure she has it. Because that's what life is about, homie. Taking care of the people you love. You know? Taking care of the people you love. It's a lot of other things, man, I want to speak on, but my time is kind of getting short, y'all. But It can be done, man. It can be done. But you just have to put the BS to the side and go full speed ahead with it. You know, I don't even, you know, I'm gonna put it out there. I don't even have to work a regular job no more. I'm gonna tell you, between my business endeavorments and YouTube, and I put it out there, yeah, YouTube. If you, man, listen, y'all, if you work YouTube the right way, YouTube will bless you. YouTube will do things for you. So I'm gonna let it be known, between YouTube and my other business endeavorments and the things that I got going on, and with me knowing how to not spend my money recklessly, stupidly, man, listen, annually, everything's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. I just, you know what I'm saying, tell people, if I'm an inspiration to you, then follow my words, man. It's going to be okay. But you got to have your mind set on what you got to do, what you fixing to do. Put all the other stuff to the side. If you've been there and done that, okay, you've been there and done that. You got to do something different, man. It's time to change your playmates and change your playground. And look out for you and yours, man. Because life don't owe you nothing, and life don't care nothing about you. Life will run over you. So you got to live life to the fullest, man. I'm going to leave it at that, y'all. It's me, man, your big partner, Cartoon One, the village storyteller, man. Rocking with the foundation. I'm out.